And a pleasant good evening, everyone, and welcome to Roncalli Royals Softball on the Roncalli Media Network, presented by Gallagher's. The Royals coming in at 15-4 on the season and 3-0 in conference play. Welcome a foe from the north side, the 9-6 Westfield Shamrocks. Hi again, everybody. Alongside the coach, Pat Crosley, I'm Jimmy Cook. So pleased you've chosen to spend part of your Thursday night with us here on RMN. Let's take a look at tonight's lineups first for the Shamrocks, who will get the action started. Leading off for them, Sophie Easterhouse, the third baseman. Batting second, the shortstop, Michaela Watson. Third, the catcher, Ava Cainrath. Batting fourth, the right fielder, Chloe Tanner. Fifth, the center fielder, Reese Mahana. Batting sixth for the Shamrocks, Cameron Pullis, the left fielder. Cindy Jordan batting eighth, the first baseman. Julia Stormer, the designated player. Jordan batting seventh, Stormer batting eighth. And the second baseman, Reese Gittinger, batting ninth. For the Royals, it'll be Addie Poe in the circle. For Poe on the season, an 8-2 record, a 3.41 ERA. 3 complete games to her name as well. The lefty hitting Easterhouse steps in. And we're underway from Roncalli. First pitch in the dirt, well short of home plate. Count 1-0 as I bring in my partner tonight, to Coach Pat Crosley. The Royals looking to continue to rebound. I know we joked a bit when we were last on the air about being the lone loss of the season for the Royals. Pitch in there for a strike. Count 1-1. But since then, the Royals stumbling a bit out of the gate with their footing. And since then, kind of rewriting the ship back to winning ways, but hoping that the consistency that opened the year for them as it pitches outside, count 2-1, continues to round to form with the postseason just about a week or so away.
Yeah, they're definitely on the rocks a little bit here. I talked to Coach Locke a little bit before the game, and he says, we're not the same team we were a little while ago. We got some work to do as this pitch is fouled back. 2-2 now. We've got some work to do, he said, and they've played some stiff competition lately. FC's no slouch, and then they went up and played New Pal, and New Pal took them and beat them. So this might be a good game for them to bounce back a little bit, because they've seen Westfield already once this year, and they defeated them earlier.
Pitch is grounded towards short, throw over from Keller to Leffler's in time, and there's one away. Cross mentioned through that stretch, a 3-game road trip for the Royals. In fact, 4 games in as many nights is how the week went for them. A loss to Cathedral back on
Westfield, number 7,
Monday night started that road trip. Then a big win against Guerin Catholic on Tuesday, a loss 4-3 to New Pal last night, now back at home. And what will continue a marathon sprint to 5 games at 5 nights at Speedway tomorrow. Pitch outside. So it's in there for a strike, finds the outside corner, count 0-1.
That's like an MLB schedule. I mean, they're playing away, home and away, and traveling, and it's a lot of games.
A 1 is popped in the air into the Bermuda Triangle out and left. It'll drop in for a base hit. So Watson reaches on a wounded shot into left.
It's like a half swing, just went up and made contact with the ball, and those composite bats, you heard a nice clunk, just punched that thing right out there in the hole. Great piece of hitting.
So it puts Watson to first, and it brings Ava Cainrath up to the plate, the right-handed hitting catcher. Canerath on the season, a 386 hitter. 1 homer and 19 RBIs. Swings at the first pitch. It's low. Throw to second, not in time, so a stolen base. And correction, did not go around, did Canerath. But pitch in the dirt. Count 1-0 and a stolen base successful for Watson. Let's finish off Canerath's numbers. A 386 hitter, 1 homer and 19 RBIs. Watson, who's now on second, a 442 hitter coming in, 1 homer and 5 RBIs. 1-0 to Canerath. Outside 2-0.
It's nice to have this game broadcast on the YouTube here. I'm able to watch a little bit next to me in the monitor.
Yeah, always good. Pitch 2-0 is hammered, but foul. Rounded foul. Third base side out of play. Special shout out to AJ Ablong and his student crew doing a wonderful job on the production side. A couple of our video-only broadcasts on RMN this spring. Be back in action for one more broadcast next week. That is hammered into left, hanging and foul.
Yeah, that was a long strike.
And a shout out to our production truck, just because we're always operating on the fly. Some audio difficulties on our end of the echo variety. Full count. To be certain. Initial offering here to Tanner.
Yeah, Elise Baker had a line on that ball going to center field, and Natalie just came in from behind her and caught it on the run and made a toss.
Pitch upstairs. Outside.
I think I'm Coach Revercombe for the Shamrocks. I'm not going to send anybody from second base if it goes to right field.
Pitch is fouled straight back off the fence. Tanner on the season, a 314 hitter, 1 homer and 6, make that 22. I apologize, RBIs. Runner on third, 2 outs, top of the first. Pitch, swung on and missed. Count 2-2.
That's a good pitch. Low and away, a little heat on it. Yeah, Chloe Tanner could not catch up. She's a dangerous hitter.
Poe looks into Curtis. 2-2. Fouled back. Third base side out of play.
Please return all foul balls to the nearest dugout. Thank you.
Count remains. Runner on third, top of the first, we're scoreless. Poe trying to get out of this. To Tanner, 2-2. Bounced it, blocked well by Curtis, and we're full.
Yeah, Addie's had some little control problems a little bit here to the first inning. She's had a couple come 2-3 feet short of the plate. Get that fixed here this inning.
Poe looks in. Payoff pitch. Fouled back. Battled well as Tanner will continue on.
It's a good at-bat for Chloe Tanner. Fouling off pitches, staying alive. It's having a little battle here between Addie and Chloe Tanner.
Poe takes a deep breath and settles herself. Tanner awaits. 3-2. Fouled back again. Tanner continues to battle.
Didn't think we were going to get this game in tonight. About an hour and a half ago, it was raining pretty good at my house. Saw some lightning.
Pop-up season, as they say.
Yep.
3-2. Swing on and missed. And Poe works into and out of trouble as she retires the side. We've played a half. We're scoreless. Shamrocks leave one, but no damage done. Royals coming to the plate for the first time. We come back. We'll step aside for 30 seconds. Be right back. It's Roncalli Royals Softball on the Roncalli Media Network, presented by Gallagher's.
Gallagher's Pub and Eatery, your go-to spot before, after, and during all Roncalli events. As a family-owned and operated establishment, we take pride in offering a warm, friendly atmosphere where you can savor delicious pizza, fresh salads, mouth-watering wings, and a wide selection of ice-cold beverages. With 25 smart TVs around the venue, you'll catch every moment of the action and never miss a sporting event. Whether you're gearing up for the big game or celebrating a win, Gallagher's is the place to be.
Welcome back to Roncalli High School. With the coach, Pat Crosley, I am Jimmy Cook. Royals work into and out of trouble in the top of the first. Their order is as follows. Leading things off, the shortstop, Carly Keller, batting first. The center fielder, Elise Baker, bats second. The pitcher, Addie Poe, bats third. The catcher, Mo Curtis, batting fourth.
Number 15, Shane Voss.
The first baseman batting fifth, Benny Leffler, batting sixth. The right fielder, Natalie Summers. The third baseman, Sarah Hoffman, bats seventh. The second baseman, Ava Hurley, batting eighth. And Maggie Thorne, the left fielder, she is batting ninth. For the Shamrock, Shea Voss, the junior, in the circle to open the proceedings. Voss 1-1 with an 8.94 ERA on the season. And we add the disclaimer that, of course, we're at the liberty of each independent high school from updating their stats. So assuming that is correct, hasn't been many bright outings to this point in the season for Voss.
Number 20.
Give a shout out to got a listener down in Dallas, Texas, Betsy Crosley, tuning in.
Nice.
Yep, she's supposed to be working right now, but I think she's doing both.
Nothing wrong with that on a Thursday?
No.
Keller awaits the initial offering. That's upstairs. Count 1-0.
You know, we would be remiss if we didn't talk about the new Pope that just got elected today, Pope Leo the 14th. Bringing that up a little bit later. Talk about him.
Very exciting stuff.
Yeah. He's going to make it a sin to put ketchup on a hot dog, I hear.
I've heard rumblings on that front. I've also heard, I don't want to throw around, venial sin loosely, but something about cheeseheads.
Yeah.
And wearing those too frequently. I think you might get like a one deal pass type thing.
Yeah, maybe.
We'll see how things go. Ball and a strike to Keller. Voss looks into Cainrath, delivers the 1-1. That's upstairs. Count 2-1. I will say, as I was monitoring it from work, and it had been, we can go a couple layers with this story now that I think about it, but it had been, 12 years?
Yep.
Since
2013.
Pope Francis. 2-1. Is grounded through the middle for a base hit. Keller with a nice piece of hitting is aboard with a leadoff single with no outs here in the top of the first. Funnily enough, as Elise Baker steps up to the plate. Housekeeping while we have it. Keller on the season coming in a .425 hitter, no homers, 14 RBIs. Baker, a 381 hitter with no homers and 15 RBIs. As the lefty hitting Baker awaits the initial offering from Voss, she takes a glance at her pitch chart, and the first pitch is off the plate. Count 1-0. Would you like to guess where one Jimmy Cook was when Pope Francis was elected?
Were you at Roncalli?
I was.
Yeah.
Care
was
to be
I.
more specific?
So was that, you were in my classroom?
I was in Pat Crawl's. On the low initial offer, or make that the second pitch to Baker.
I'm going to call you out a little bit on that because I was telling my students about that today, how the white smoke came at like 10 till 3. And I said, hey, who wants to stick around and see who the new pope is? And you guys ran out of there like your hair was on fire at 3 o'clock.
It's very possible that I was a part of that conglomerate of students that left.
It's not possible. It is definite.
But be that as it may, in my defense, I believe I was scuttering off to the library because I had some Jay Cook Show stuff to finalize. We had tight deadlines back then.
Let's not say lies there, Jimmy. Come on, buddy. You know good and well. Everybody just wanted to get out of there because it was the end of the school day and it's time to go. And they're not going to hang out in Crosley's room and watch the dang Pope.
Do we get more lies our way with the Pope being American now? Is that any truth to that? No.
I didn't know. I don't know. That's definitely they're going to make the official pizza of the Vatican if it's going to be deep dish or tavern style.
Yeah.
They haven't really got that.
They actually got to reassemble the conclave to vote on that. Not a lot of people know that, but it's true.
Yeah.
2 balls and a strike. That is swung on and hooking foul. Will go there and over the railing.
I will not take credit for any of those references. It's been all over social media. All these people are saying all these things about our new Pope from Chicago and all the Chicago stereotypes. So I'm not come up with any of these on my own. I am not that creative.
Hey, I appreciate you, I guess, re-aggregating them for us. That's nice.
Well, you can't miss it out there in the social media world.
2-2 to Baker is hammered. Foul. Just hooked foul.
Well, she waited on that change and just missed it.
That would have easily scored a run with the quick running Keller off second.
Yeah, she was halfway around third before the ball gets called foul.
We'll go again, 2-2.
Interestingly enough, on this date in 1721, Innocent the 13th was elected as Pope. Cardinal Michelangelo de Conti became Innocent the 13th today in 1721. So there's precedent for today being a Pope Day, if that's the term.
I've always been fascinated by it. I've always thought it's in the same vein. 2-2 is fouled back, and this is, I'm showing putting myself out there at risk with us as a Catholic organization, burying myself for a second. But I would assume that the selection of a name when you take the papacy is, as deep-rooted in faith and high messaging there. How does one stumble upon Innocent? Any thought on that?
There is a reason, and I don't know it.
All right. I put us both out there then, because I have no clue.
But that's, we're talking 300 years ago when this happened. So
2-2. It is hit up the middle for a base hit. That likely won't score Keller. They'll stay safe with it. Would have been an interesting play all the same, but thanks to the throw home, it allows Baker to advance to second. So the Royals really in business now. Second and third, and nobody out here in the home half of the first.
Yeah, that stolen base is huge, and Elise having a great at-bat, falling off pitches, and finally getting herself where she can put one through the 6-hole there and get on second base. Let's go. Now Addie Poe can do the old cliche, help herself, and drive in 1 or 2 runs.
Poe on the season, a .476 hitter. 7 homers and 30 RBIs. Runner is ready to go, second and third, nobody out. Pitch is hit in the air into left. Tracking it is Mahana. She'll throw home, but it won't be in time. Keller easily tagging up and scoring. So the Royals draw first blood on the sac fly from Poe. It's 1-0 here in the bottom of the first.
That's a great piece of hitting. Just put it out there, score a run. Let's play.
Brings up the catcher, Mo Curtis. Curtis on the season, 3 homers and 21 RBIs. And a brief meeting in the circle. with Brian Revercombe and Voss.
Keeping it with the Catholic Church today, another today's birthdays. The Blessed Fulton Sheen, Bishop Fulton Sheen's birthday today, 1895.
Wow.
We'll make the first inning the religious inning.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did you've expanded the birthdays? Did you fall down a rabbit hole of?
Well, no, because I figured we talk about the Pope Leo 14th today, so I thought I'd bring in some religion.
I like it.
This day in history, religion, Catholic Church, and then the Blessed Bishop Sheen.
He matched right in there.
Birthday.
I understand.
Yeah.
Runner off second is Baker. Curtis awaits the initial offering. Pitch upstairs. Curtis got a late jump. She's going to be out by about 5 feet. Very delayed takeoff for Curtis.
That's at least Baker.
Or by Baker, excuse me. Curtis obviously up to the plate. A very late takeoff by Baker. And never really had a chance. Good throw from Cainrath. So there's 2 away.
So now pressure's off Mo to score a run. Just get a hit here. Down 0-2.
0-2 to Curtis. Upstairs. Count 1-1.
Yeah, Bishop Sheen, Fulton Sheen from Mrs. Crosley's hometown of Peoria, Illinois.
How about that?
Yeah.
There's 1-1 is hammered into left over the head of Pullis, and rounding first, headed with a standing double to second, is Curtis.
Solid hit. Got all of that. Hit it on the screws.
Well, you said 1800?
1895.
Yeah, so no. Unlike those that are claiming to have known Pope Leo, no such task there from.
Well, I mean, he was active
one
up
Lori
until
Crosley.
Oh no, Lord, I'm sure. Yeah,
That's where I was going with that.
Lori's not real hip with the Catholic Church. We'll go with that. No, he was not bishop when she was living there. I've got a little courtesy runner action for Mo Curtis there. That's Eva Hurley.
So Hurley on second for the courtesy run. Leffler, the first baseman, steps up to try to do some damage. Leffler on the season, a .423 hitter, 3 homers and 17 RBIs. Can change things with the one swing. Pitch, low. Count 1-0. Voss takes a glance at her chart. Now delivers 1-0 to Leffler. That is hammered into left, but hooking foul, and it will go out of play.
You know, in the theme of this, the new pope and how things more they change, more they stay the same. Principal Bonich sent around a video of Angelo Cardinal Roncalli's election and his speech, his presentation, and everything, and it was almost exactly to the minute the same.
Really?
I'll get into more later.
Pitch grounded up the middle and through for a base hit. They're going to hold Curtis at third, and Leffler will stay at first. So 2-out momentum continues for the Royals. They've already pushed one across, and now it brings up the right fielder, Natalie Summers.
It was almost exactly the same. The same procession out of the window there on the balcony, and the same acolyte holding a microphone for Roncalli, John the 23rd, to speak, just like Leo XIV was today. It was almost exactly the same. The people in the crowd just cheering and waving at the camera just like they were today. They're just dressed a little differently, but it was still it was really interesting to see the continuity from then till now. It was really fun to watch. So I encourage any Roncalli fan who wants to look that up on the internet and see and compare the two. It was a good day.
Summers awaits the initial offering. That is grounded towards the second base hole. Throw to first is in time to end the inning. So the Shamrocks work into a little trouble, but ultimately work out of it. Though the Royals push one across. They take a 1-0 lead as we go to the top of the second. We'll step out for 30 seconds and be right back. It's Roncalli Royals softball on the Roncalli Media Network, presented by Gallagher's.
Discover the coin index in Greenwood. Have you inherited a coin collection you aren't sure what to do with? Are you interested in investing in precious metals? Then the Coin Index is your ultimate destination for coins and precious metals. We buy, sell, and appraise. Located at 857 North Madison Avenue, just south of the Greenwood Park Mall. For expert service and top-notch selection, visit us at coinindex.com. The Coin Index, your trusted partner in coins and precious metals.
Welcome back to Roncalli High School. Royals lead the Shamrocks of Westfield 1-0. With the coach Pat Crosley, I'm Jimmy Cook. 5-6-7 due up for the Shamrocks. Reese McHanna, the center fielder. Cameron Pullis, the left fielder. And Cindy Jordan, the first baseman, due up this inning. Pitch.
That was a little bit low.
In the dirt. Count 1-0. By the way, in continuing with your Chicago-based meme motif, one random Twitter user says that with it being a Chicago Pope, Central Standard Time is now God's time zone.
Okay.
Pitch. In there for a strike. Count 1-1. 1-1 even further to say Christ Standard Time now.
Wow.
There you go, Cross.
Yikes.
They're taking the Chicago theme to new heights.
No, it's going to be it's going to get tiresome here real soon. Oh, good Lord.
Count 1-2.
Sorry, just saw the corner of my eye. The Shamrocks bullpen is in action and
Swung on and missed. Second strikeout and back-to-back Ks dating back to last inning for Poe as Mahana, is down on strikes.
I reacted. I was looking over the corner of my eye and I saw Chloe Tanner is in the bullpen for the Shamrocks, and she pushed off the pitcher's rubber there and it slipped and fell, and it was awkward. I thought she might have gotten hurt, but she jumped right up and laughed. So that was crazy.
Pitch swung on and missed. Nice movement off the plate there by Poe. This to Pullis on the season. Pitch is hammered foul, third base side, out of play. The freshman is a .286 hitter with 2 homers and 6 RBIs. Mahana, a .310 hitter, by the way, housekeeping, 2 homers and 6 RBIs to her as well. 0-2 from Poe. Misses outside, 1-2.
Yeah, Mo Curtis set up 6 feet outside the zone there, so they were looking for try and get Cameron Pullis to chase.
1-2.
Ooh, she wanted to chase that.
Tried to stretch her again, but could not. Good hold there by Pullis. Poe delivers a 2-2. That is popped towards short and over the head of Keller. So base hit for Pullis with 1 out here in the top of the second. Brings up Cindy Jordan, the first baseman.
Number 17, Sydney Jordan.
Jordan on the season, a .357 hitter, 1 homer and 5 RBIs. Game time temperature this evening, 68 degrees, brought to you by our friends at Whitetail Properties. Initial offering, swung on and missed. Count on 1.
And the breeze blowing in, bringing that 68-degree air into the press box, a little chilly.
Yeah, it feels like 61 with the wind if we're playing that game.
Yeah, there you go. But the wind is definitely in.
Yep.
Blowing in. So.
Tell with the American flag out there. Pitch. Misses outside. Count 1-1. Some faint attempts off of first on these last couple pitches by Pullis. if she actually winds up going. 1-1. Misses again, 2-1.
Got a lot of birthdays to get through today. So I'll save some of them.
On your mark. 2-1. Bunt shown. Lane down. Foul.
Oof.
Count 2-2. Would have been a well-executed bunt and it stayed fair, but
I think the wind blew it.
had a little bit of late movement on it to be certain.
No, it's a nice spin on it, too.
So 2 balls, 2 strikes, and an out. To Jordan. Pullis on first. Post 2-2. Upstairs 3-2. The count goes full.
We can make the second inning a musician inning,
Okay,
if you'd like.
I'm down.
Got some birthdays.
I love a good theme to the proceedings. Payoff, swung on and missed. Second strikeout of the inning, third of the game. Ratty Poe. There's 2 down.
One of the more famous drummers in American history, whose brother was more famous than him in the same band, is everybody's favorite drummer, Alex Van Halen. It's his birthday, born today in 1953.
Pitch to Stormer, fouled off third base side. Stormer on the season, a .250 hitter, no homers and no RBIs.
Your inning reminder, please return all.
Alex Van Halen with the rotating drum set back in the day.
Very cool.
Yes, always looking for a gimmick.
Pitch. In there, no misses. Count 1-1.
For our young audience members listening, you might want to pull up a video of that and watch some old 80s Van Halen, late 70s, early 80s Van Halen.
1-1. Upstairs, runner goes, throw in time. Delayed call, but the tag was applied successfully by Keller, and the inning ends just like that with a beautiful throw out from Curtis to Keller to end the inning as Pullis is thrown out, and because of it, the Shamrocks wind up going 1-2-3. We played an inning and a half. Royals lead it 1-0. 7-8-9 due up when we come back in 30 seconds on the Roncalli Media Network, presented by Gallagher's.
Family owned and operated since 1971, O'Reilly Branson Funeral Service and Crematory has been dedicated to serving families with the utmost dignity and compassion. The staff at O'Reilly Branson are experts in pre-planning, cremation, and at-need funeral arrangements and have a long history of supporting your Roncalli Royals. Your wishes are honored to the finest detail, allowing you to celebrate the life and cherished memories of your loved ones. For more information, visit O'ReillyBranson.com. O'Reilly Branson, where our Catholic family serves your Catholic family.
Welcome back to Roncalli High School with the coach Pat Crosley. I'm Jimmy Cook. To the home half of the second we go. Royals in front 1-0. Sarah Hoffman, Ava Hurley, and Maggie Thorne due up for the Royals.
At the bat, number 9, Sarah.
For Hoffman, a .280 hitter with no homers and 11 RBIs. And Voss still the pitcher of record for the Shamrocks. Voss glances at her sheet. Now looks into Cainrath. Initial offering is grounded. Third base side foul. Count 0-1.
Still love the wristband for the pitches and wristband for everything
You're
else.
a big fan of wristband usage.
Oh, that is so much sarcasm. I do not think that is so silly.
Mine was also, for the record.
It's a simple game. You throw the ball, you catch the ball, you hit the ball. You don't need
Pitch is low, count 1-1.
you don't need a system of numbers and letters to tell people to shift to the left or do whatever. I guess I'm just old.
Both could be true.
Yeah, it's definitely the old part.
1-1. Misses, count 2-1. 2-1. Finds the inside corner for a strike.
I guess it's inside.
Count 2-1.
Thought that was going to hit her.
I have a couple this date in sports, but I want you to get yours through the night, so I don't want to steal any thunder. Pitch is grounded foul.
I have no thunder to steal. So I like this day in sports. That's good stuff. I got one of those, too.
Okay. This date in 1970. In a battle of East Coast versus West Coast, which team won the NBA championship in 7 games? It's not the path you think, Cross.
Oh, no, it's not. The Philadelphia Warriors.
That's a good guess. So you played the card right, but not the right team. 2-2 is skied in the air. First base side out of play. Count holds 2-2. You were right in going against your gut with not picking the East Coast team you would generally select, but you didn't pick the right one.
Oh, my.
I'll give you another big hint, but this will give it away.
Washington Bullets.
This was the last time this team won an NBA title.
Was the Knicks? No.
You are correct. New York Knicks to be the Los Angeles Lakers in 7 games.
How about that? I just educated my classes, many of them, on the 30th anniversary of Reggie Miller's defeat of the Knicks. It's a glorious day in my history.
Do you take a movie day, watch the Winning Time doc, or did you just okay?
No, God, no.
Right. That's a great documentary. Pitch, one of my favorites. Winning Time, Reggie Miller versus New York Knicks.
Yeah, no, we did not watch the doc, but we watched the broadcast, like the minute and a half long broadcast.
All right.
And I think I enjoyed it about 9,000 times more than my students did. But because, that's just right after Tyrese Halliburton played so well. And it's the next day. I'm like, you thought that was cool? Watch this. And they're like, whoa. Some of them didn't even know that happened, and it made me sad.
Well, it's the age-old adage, full count payoff pitch, fouled back off the fence, as they say, Father Time is undefeated, Cross.
It's a fact. I mean, these guys are like, and all my students that were talking, basketball and excited about the Pacers. I said, have you seen this? And they're like, no. Okay. Allow me to educate you.
I had somebody the other day at work that deal with a lot of business emails, thought sbcglobal.net was a business. I explained to them that was many an email address utilized way back in the day. A walk worked over the at-bat. Just not quite at 4 pitches for Sarah Hoffman, and Eva Hurley will step up.
Well, not to sound old again, but I had a student, like 2 or 3, that didn't know who Pete Rose was.
That one really would have shook you to your core.
Like, wait, what?
Would have been a tough day.
The Hit King?
Would have been better initial offering in their first. The Gambler, like a that.
Yeah, oh yeah.
He played baseball like that.
Yes, you know that guy that's on TV all the time complaining. Rip in peace.
The autograph man. That would have been a good reply. 0-1 upstairs. Count 1-1.
Well, also this day in history, and sports-wise, the Soviet Union announced their 1984 boycott of the Summer Olympics in 1984. Said they're not coming. Them and all the Eastern Blocs, the Warsaw Pact teams.
1-1 is grounded off the end of the bat. One tag applied. Throw to first in time. Double play.
Oof.
Tough luck there.
Yep.
Hoffman ran right into it. Had no choice. Had to go. The force out being at play and an easy tag and throw by getting her to Jordan for the double play.
Yeah, that's an easy double play. Bang, bang. It's one of them misfortunate deals, as they say.
Yep. Bring up Maggie Thorne, the left fielder. Thorne on the season. A 204 hitter, no homers and 4 RBIs. Initial offering is smacked foul.
Man, that's a liner.
Third base side out of play. Cross mentioned on a liner.
Let's have our best wishes for one of the coaches, I think, or there's someone that's helping out for the for the baseball team. Matt Camden, Roncalli graduate. He got injured yesterday. He had a foul ball to the face. He had some surgery today for some fractures.
Man.
Yeah.
Prayers there for sure. 0-1 hit off the end of the bat and drops in just past the infield grass for a 2-out single for the number 9 hitter in Maggie Thorne.
It's another one of those throw the bat at it, see what happens, and that's all that matters. Just get it over the green there in front of the left fielder. That's base hit all day. Get yourself a treat from Coach Mo at first base.
Brings up Carly Keller as we're back to the top of the order. This date in 2010, what historic sports venue saw the last piece of itself? Pitch is hammered into left, through for a base hit, and runners are aboard first and second. 2 outs on a nice shot up the middle by Carly Keller. She's 2 for 2 on the day. What historic stadium, Cross, saw its last piece of itself fall this date in 2010? End of a 2-year demolition process.
It would be the Silver Dome?
No.
Or the King Dome?
Wrong sports.
Oh. Well, heck. Yankee Stadium?
Indeed. Old Yankee Stadium.
I saw a game there in 08.
I never got to make it to old.
Oh, it was old. It was sketchy
Pitch
in 08.
outside. Count 1-0. Never made it to the house that Ruth built. Did make it, though, as my friend and I, fellow Roncalli 13 grad Nick Kuntz, made the pilgrimage to, as it's sometimes coined, the house that Jeter built, the new stadium.
Yeah.
Made it there in 21.
It had to be better.
Oh, it's beautiful. Pitch swung on, drops into left field. That will potentially score a run. They're going to send her home. It's cut off, and no play is made. So the Royals push yet another run across. Maggie Thorne winds up scoring off of that nice 2-out single. And the Royals are really in business now. First and second with 2 outs here in the bottom of the second.
Number 17, Addie Poe.
It's a nice RBI for Elise. Good piece of hitting. Royals brought their bats the second inning. Second time through, after you've seen the pitcher, you're going to see better hitting.
Brings up Addie Poe. Poe sacrificed fly her last time, just last inning. Voss' initial offering is hammered in the air into right. Tanner underneath it makes the catch to end the inning, but the Royals push one more on the board. They leave 2, but score 1. We've played 2 innings from Roncalli, and the Royals are in front. 2-0 with Westfield coming to bat after this on the Roncalli Media Network, presented by Gallagher's.
Attention professionals in construction, industrial, and service industries. Quality Supply and Tool is your trusted source for wholesale products, offering top-notch tools and expertise across 4 locations in Indiana and Kentucky. Whether tackling a big project or needing reliable supplies, they've got you covered. Discover how Quality Supply and Tool can enhance your next project by visiting QualitySupplyandTool.com today. Get the quality you need to get the job done right.
I'm told that the ads are really loud.
Welcome back, we think anyway. Welcome back to Roncalli. With the coach, Pat Crosley, I'm Jimmy Cook. Royals in front 2-0 as we go to the top of the third. (8-9-1) for the Trojans.
Yeah, Julia Stormer gets to keep her at bat because she was there was a caught stealing, so she gets a new count. She lucks out here.
Nothing wrong with a restart. Pitch is outside. 2-0. Post 2-0. Fouled back by Stormer. Stormer on the season. A .250 hitter, no homers, no RBIs. 2-1. In there for a strike, count 2-2.
On this day in history, a very famous a pharmacist in the year 1886 invented a soft drink. You care to guess what that might have been?
What the soft drink was?
Yep.
Pitch. Give me the year again.
1886.
Popped in the air. That is taken by Leffler for the first out of the inning. We'll go Coca-Cola.
That is correct. In Atlanta, Georgia, John Pemberton, pharmacist, made Coca-Cola.
How about it?
On this day in 1886. So have a Coke and a smile, as we used to say back in the old days. Or Coke Zero.
It's a Coke Zero tonight for me.
Yeah, Coke Zero is where it's at.
They're still running those best Coke ever ads, I think. Pitch. Swung on and missed by Gettinger. Gettinger on the season, a .207 hitter, no homers and 3 RBIs. Pitch is hammered into right on a hop, and aboard with a single is Gettinger.
Those pharmacists are always inventing drinks. I mean, like Dr. Pepper was a pharmacist, invented that. I mean,
Well, that's where they had the old, occasionally you'd have basically a catch-all store, right? You know, the
Yeah.
pharmacy and like a little bar with like ice cream. At least that's how they mocked it up in the old
yeah. It's, yeah.
40s and 50s movies and whatnot.
I think I remember reading that the guy who invented Dr. Pepper wanted to make something that tasted like his pharmacy smelled.
That's bold.
It's weird.
I've been in my CVS. I don't know that I want that in a soda. Pitch swung on. Count 0-1. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that setup that I describe, a catch-all store like that, convenience store, whatever you want to call it, I think that's in It's a Wonderful Life, I believe. Like that type of scene.
Sure. Oh, yeah. It's your, going to get a little bit of everything.
He's worried about the poison, if I'm not mistaken. 0-1. Went around.
Well, I mean, you can say that a Walmart
Easter
is just a large general store because it's got
Sure.
literally everything you'll ever want.
It does.
It's just much bigger.
Yeah.
Or a Meijer or any of those places. Nowadays, even a Menards.
0-2. Hammered foul, third base side.
Ooh.
Off the fencing. Hope no one was down there. I think of all the places to go get my prescriptions, though, I'm drawing the line at Menards. I think I
don't think they got there
don't
yet.
think I'd be happy about that,
Yeah.
personally.
You can get a frozen pizza there.
0-2. Outside, 1-2. Runner goes. Throw to second. Not in time. Oh, wow. It is in time. Delayed call by the second base umpire. That was a bang-bang play. He had the better angle, and he'll say she is out on the throw.
I'll tell you what. Mo Curtis has said, "Thou shalt not steal."
Very much.
She's got 2. She's picked off 2 of them now at second base.
Biblical on such a biblical day there.
That's
Good,
right.
good on you. 1-2. Hammered. Foul. Third base side.
That's also a good play by Carly McKellar getting that tag down.
Yeah.
She made 2 good tags on those good throws, but it's a 2-person deal. You know, you make a good throw, but your shortstop's got to catch it, put tag down. So good work for Carly getting those outs too. And communication, letting Mo Curtis know that there's a runner. I mean, team game.
Yeah. So Easterhouse up at the plate in a 1-2 count as we're at the top of the order. Here in the top of the third. Pitch upstairs. Did not go around. Count 2-2.
And we'd be remiss if we didn't mention that today is May 8th. It's also VE Day. It is the end of the war in Europe during World War II on this day in 1945. The German surrender was official.
2-2.
Leaving the rest of the Allied armies to think about how they're going to defeat Japan. Got to go over there and defeat them. Many of the veterans in Europe thinking they may have to go to Japan and fight. They weren't real happy about it, but didn't have to.
You said that was which date?
Today, May 8th, 1945. VE Day.
I'm only familiar with, and it makes sense why it's labeled that way, VJ Day in August,
Yes,
because you have the iconic picture of
It's victory in Japan.
the nurse and the soldier kissing in Times Square. Pitch swung on and missed. And it's now the 4th strikeout of the proceedings for Addie Poe. Shamrocks retired in order. We'll go to the home half of the third with the Royals leading 2-0. Back in 30 seconds of the Roncalli Media Network, presented by Gallagher's.
About buying or selling land, maybe a hunting paradise, some productive farmland, or a cozy home with some elbow room? Then look no further than Bill and Jay Miner, your Whitetail Properties land specialists. These Roncalli alums know West Central and South Central Indiana like the back of their hands. Don't wait. Call Bill and Jay today at 317-446-9500 or at 317-370-2422 or visit their agent profiles at whitetailproperties.com.
Please and thank you.
When looking for reliable HVAC professionals, look no further than Ane and Bartram Heating and Cooling. Whether you need a routine maintenance check or an emergency repair on a heating or cooling unit, Ane and Bartram are available to handle all of your heating, cooling, and ventilation needs. Ane and Bartram strive to be the best, so call them today at 317-889-9574. They even have 24/7 emergency service. Call them today, Ane and Bartram, 317-889-9574.
Back at Roncalli with the coach Pat Crosley, I'm Jimmy Cook. Royals in front 3-0.
That's bad. Your Royals, number 13, Mo Curtis.
4-5-6 due up for the Royals. Be Mo Curtis for the Royals. Got to double her first time. 2-0 Royals, my correction, in the bottom of the third. Voss still in the circle for the Shamrocks. Her initial offering is grounded off a hop and booted by Gittinger. So reaching safely is Curtis.
I don't know. I've scored that an error, I believe. I don't know. What do you think?
My totally unbiased and never at all influenced scorebook has it down as a hit, but I would, if I was impartial, I tend to agree with you. At that point, you're looking at exit velo, right? Was the velocity of it so much that it couldn't have been made cleanly? Because otherwise, one would, I think, grade that as routine.
I don't know.
Leffler up with a runner on. Pitch outside. Leffler reached on a single back in the first.
Got a courtesy runner, Sidney Martin's out there for the Royals.
Yep.
Number 18 freshman. Getting a little love today's game. Good for her.
1-0 is hit in the air, not as strongly as we're accustomed to, it out into center. Didn't get as much of it as Leffler would have wanted. It was off the end of the bat, and Mahana's underneath it. So it was one down. It was actually Martin's earlier that got that courtesy runner
16, Natalie Summers.
That's correct.
back in the first.
Yeah, I misread that.
So she's been getting some, as you mentioned, freshman love sent her way.
All right, I'm going to scoring change. I'm going to mark that a hit.
Wow. Mr. Strebe would not be happy.
Well, he's not here, so
Pitch.
heck with him.
Summers lays down a beautiful bunt and runs it out. She turned on the Jets, beat out any chance at a flip by about a step and a half. And the Royals have first and second with one out here in the bottom of the third.
Yeah, that was good play. No one was expecting her to do that. She did it and executed it perfectly.
Brings up Sarah Hoffman, who walked but was unfortunately a part of a double play, not of her doing. Last time up, last inning. Initial offering to her is in there for a strike. Count 0-1. 0-1. In there for a strike, 0-2. Throw to short, just a check on the ongoings of Curtis. Make that Martins, I beg your pardon.
Keeping with the theme here, VE Day. Got one more interesting tidbit.
Okay. 0-2. Grounded foul.
You know, not long before VE Day, President Franklin Roosevelt passed away, and we got ourselves a new president, who is the vice president. His name is Harry Truman. Today is also his birthday. So it's a good birthday present for him, having the surrender finalized on his birthday.
Not bad.
Born this day, 1884.
Not a bad birthday present. 0-2, grounded through the left side for a base hit. Royals will hold everything, and the bases are loaded with one out here in the bottom of the third as Eva Hurley gets ready to step up to the plate.
Up to bat, number 10, Eva Hurley.
So Hurley grounded into a double play last time. That is thankfully, in theory, off the table for her.
Start a pitching change.
And now we'll have a pitching change for Westfield. So we will step aside. And for those back in the truck, we will step aside. Let's make sure. Definitive pitching change, though, yes?
Oh, yeah, she rounds field.
All right, so pitching change. We will step aside for 1 minute. We'll step aside for 1 minute as Westfield goes through their pitching change as Roncalli in business with the bases loaded and one out here in the bottom of the third, leading 2-0 on the Roncalli Media Network, presented by Gallagher's.
Harding Porman is a full-service printing and brand communications company. From creative services and strategy to print, signage, digital output, warehousing and fulfillment, mailing, e-commerce storefronts, and even mobile solutions. They are dedicating to helping their clients get the most out of their brand communication efforts with the quality they can see and results they can be sure of. Get the most out of your brand communications. Certified to be the best, Harding Porman.
Meet Zach. Zach rides everywhere, day and night, rain or shine. At Indiana Members Credit Union, we know Zach. We know he's been saving up for a car. We're here to help Zach and you. Now get pre-approved for auto financing as low as 2.99% APR. Today, it's all about Zach. Tomorrow, it's all about you. Because at IMCU, it's you that matters. Rates subject to credit approval and valid on purchase of 2020 or newer vehicles. Learn more at imcu.com.
Welcome back to Roncalli High School. With the coach Pat Crosley, I'm Jimmy Cook. Pitching change. Chloe Tanner switches from right field to now in the circle. Out there in right is Dylan Todd. Pitch is hammered up the middle for a base hit. That'll score at least 2. It will indeed score 2 easily. It's cut off and bobbled by Tanner. The Royals will advance to second and third on the mishandle. And now damage really unloading for Roncalli. It's 4-0 with runners on second and third and one out.
Yeah, that was a great first pitch, first hit. Oh, got an extra base on the overthrow, I guess you could say. Scored another run. I think the ball went into the dugout.
Yep, you're right. It's a little ground rule.
Yep, so we give everybody an extra base, and we'll take it.
Now, does Hurley get a third RBI for that?
No.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know how she could because
Right.
I don't know. I don't know the rule that well.
All right. We'll give her 2 RBIs plus the third run added on the throwing error. So now a runner on third, one out. Pitch. Bunt was shown. It was pulled back by Thorne at the bottom of the order. But the Royals already having pushed 3 across. Pitch. Bunt shown, pulled back, but it's a strike. Count 1-1.
Shout out another listener up in Chicago, home of Pope Leo XIV.
Heck yeah.
Molly Crosley listening. If anybody knows my phone number, they want to text me, tell them they're listening. I'll shout out too.
Pitch is grounded weakly towards first. Initial look by getting her home, but then wisely throws one. Throws to first, I beg your pardon, but Hurley scores. So Thorne with a sacrifice to push the run across.
Your leadoff hitter, number 20.
Makes it 6-0 Royals and gets us to the top of the order in Carly Keller. So the Royals now back-to-back innings, getting back to the, well, really 3 innings if you count the leadoff action in the first, but back-to-back innings now, getting to the top of the order. Keller's initial receipt of the offering from Tanner is outside. Count 1-1. Make it 1-0, I beg your pardon. Pitch is grounded weakly towards the second base hole. Flipped to first. In time. And we'll go now to the top of the fourth when we come back. Royals, though, able to push 4 across in front 6-0 as we go to the fourth over the Westfield Shamrocks. You're watching and listening on the Roncalli Media Network, presented by Gallagher's. We'll step aside for 30 seconds and be right back.
Comes to physical therapy, you have the freedom to choose your provider. At Indiana Physical Therapy, our experienced therapists will work with you to create a personalized treatment plan tailored to your needs. Whether you're recovering from injury, managing a chronic condition, or looking to improve your sports performance, we've got you covered. Take control of your health and schedule your appointment today at indianapt.com or call us at 317-449-2333.
Number 7, Michaela Watson.
So we go to the top of the fourth. Royals in front 6-0 with Coach Pat Crosley. I'm Jimmy Cook. 2-3-4 due up for the Shamrocks of Westfield. Michaela Watson, Ava Cainrath, and Chloe Tanner. Poe still in the circle for Roncalli. Lefty hitting Watson awaits the initial offering. And that finds the outside corner. Count 0-1.
Good start. Sun's out now.
0-1. Outside 1-1.
Keeping up with entertainment from earlier, we got another birthday today.
All right.
Half of a very famous duo from the 70s.
Pitch is popped in the air into that Bermuda Triangle area again. It'll drop in for a base hit right in between short, left, and right.
I think Michaela Watson did that in the first inning, like exactly.
You are correct, exactly the same thing. I didn't want to say it because I could not remember if it was her or not, but yes, you're right.
Half of a very famous duo that Mrs. Crosley is a fan of, and one of their songs that she likes quite a bit. She was born this day in 1940. The song "Love Will Keep Us Together." She's the female half of that duo. It's her birthday today.
I'm a bad lip reader. Pitch. Throw to second, not in time. That one I'll feel confident about, even though I got burned by the umpire the last time. What's that? Is that the artist?
No, it's the band. We're getting some help from the Peanut Gallery over here. Mrs. Crosley's trying to, what is it? Say it loud. Tony Tennille is correct. Today is her birthday. Of the captain and Tennille.
How about it?
Love will keep us together. The captain played piano and wore a captain's hat and never spoke. And Tony Tennille did all the singing.
1-0 is hammered into the left, but foul. Yeah, no idea. That one didn't do anything for me. But hey.
That's a karaoke standard with the Crosleys.
Yeah.
We've sung that more than once together, and I'm proud to admit that. I'm not a karaoke guy, but every once in a while, it's just love will keep us together.
Warms the heart.
It does. It's that was in the running to be our first dance song when we got married. No, it's not. That's not true. I made that up.
1-1. Low count 2-1.
Yeah, it's a classic 70s tune. You'd be on the Mike Douglas show, and they'd come out and play that or something.
Yeah.
It's just, it's kind of kitschy.
2-1. Popped foul. First base side of the play.
Another famous celebrity birthday also in 1940. This is an author. He wrote the book Jaws that scared everybody out of the water back in the 70s. Peter Benchley.
Wow.
His birthday today. I read the book and I was scared.
2-2 is hit in the air into right off the wall. That'll score one and put the Shamrocks on the board. And Cainrath reaches with a standing double. So Watson scores. As Lori Crosley has shown me now, I get the reference. I understand it now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, then, yeah, we're seeing the good Lord.
Courtesy runner in for the Shamrocks. Looks like it's Hayden Rice if it's number 11, but I can't fully make it out there. No, it's not. It is 6. Looks like 6 Anika Lawrence, I believe.
Well, she's not being very accommodating. Yeah,
looks like a 6. I feel pretty confident about that. Yep, okay. 6. Anika Lawrence on second.
Courtesy runner, number 6, Anika Lawrence.
Suppose it could be Annika, but.
And another celebrity birthday. Oh, they're just going to walk her. Chloe Tanner draws the intentional walk. Set up the double play ball.
So puts runners on first and second, but as Cross mentioned, opens up the double play ball and brings up Reese Mahana.
So now everybody's yelling, any base, any base.
Pitch misses low. Well, a game that the Royals were in full command of. We went to this top of the fourth. Now starting to get a little interesting with 1 run across and 2 on and nobody out. Pitch to Mahana. Bunt shown, low, blocked by Curtis. This date in 1925, the 50th edition of the Preakness was completed.
Okay.
Clarence Coomer aboard Coventry. Bunt shown. It bounces right to Curtis. She throws to first, but it's foul on the initial call.
I'll see your horses, and I'll raise you another animal.
Go ahead.
On this date, in 1877, was the first Westminster Kennel Club dog show.
Wow.
1877 on this day.
I think I can top that with another equestrian liner because this one is big. 2-1. Bunt shown, fouled back. Count 2-2. We'll see if you can get this one. This date in 1937, which historic Triple Crown winning steed won the 63rd running of the Kentucky Derby with Charlie Kurtzinger aboard.
The Seabiscuit?
Seabiscuit raced against this horse in a famous match race 2 years prior. Pitch swung on, hit in the air into center and gone. It's a whole new ball game.
Home run for Westfield.
The Shamrocks have cut this to a 2-run ball game on the 3-run blast from Reese Mahana. So Roncalli's lead, which was 6-0 going into the top half of the fourth, has now been cut all the way down to 2 as the meeting in the circle takes place. But Cross, you threw the right dart. This horse,
it's not Dan Patch,
famously lost to Seabiscuit in a match race back in what that would have been, probably 1940, 1939, 1940, probably.
Well, I will admit my equestrian history I'm not up very much. I'm going to think about this.
All right, you can sit on it for a minute. It is featured in the film Seabiscuit, in the documentary as well. Pitch to Pulis is in there for a strike. Count on one.
Sad to say I've never seen the Seabiscuit.
Oh, man, it's a great one, Cross.
Well,
big fan of Seabiscuit.
Put that on the list.
0-1, I'm sure you will. Outside 1-1. Or excuse me, finds the outside corner 0-2. I'm always we're at mid-season, so I should be better at this, but they swung on and missed. Got to have it strikeout there from Poe. There's one down. The cadence and body language cues of softball umpires never cease to drive me bonkers. I don't even mean it's different. The delay is like...
Well, it's a different ball game.
Yeah.
Everything's different in softball.
Yeah.
Game's quicker. Umpires are slower.
Yeah. Pitch. Upstairs. Count 1-0.
See, I'm waiting on answering this because I'm...
Jeff Bridges famously plays Seabiscuit's owner within that film. Toby McGuire as well.
I'm sitting on this for a little bit longer because I'm hoping that my assistant to my right, whom I married a while back, might...
Is able to utilize the nice magical square to her right?
Look that up.
Pitch.
Because I have no idea.
In there for a strike.
You'll tell me and I'll know, but I don't. Seabiscuit's my thing. I got Dan Patch, and he's been dead for a while. And he might have even been a pacer, so I don't know. She doesn't know.
2-1. Fouled off.
Oh, War Admiral.
She is correct. War Admiral.
She had to look it up. I do recognize that name.
War Admiral, who famously dominated in the Derby, the Preakness, and the Belmont. Not quite Secretariat levels, but dominance all the same. Wins the 63rd Kentucky Derby in this date in 1937. Then lost the match race to Seabiscuit. 2-2. What was dubbed East Coast versus West Coast because Seabiscuit liked to race out of Santa Anita. So we're full 3-2. Come to the softball, stay for the Derby, Preakness, Belmont history. Swung on and missed.
I'll tell you what,
another strikeout.
Addie Poe is not happy right now with herself. I think she's bared down a little bit and found another gear and has just been throwing some peas at these girls they can't hit.
For the Shamrocks, number 32, Julia Stormer.
So it brings up Julia Stormer. And there for a strike, count on 1. A 1 is hammered foul.
Do have one more birthday. I'll save it for next inning.
Okay.
It's baseball birthday. So born on this day in way back 1893.
0-2. Finds the outside corner, and Poe responds with 3 straight Ks after giving up the 3-run bomb. We go to the home half of the 4th. Royals looking to regain a little bit of that advantage. They still lead by 2 on the Roncalli Media Network, presented by Gallagher's.
Gallagher's Pub and Eatery, your go-to spot before, after, and during all Roncalli events. As a family-owned and operated establishment, we take pride in offering a warm, friendly atmosphere where you can savor delicious pizza, fresh salads, mouth-watering wings, and a wide selection of ice-cold beverages. With 25 smart TVs around the venue, you'll catch every moment of the action and never miss a sporting event. Whether you're gearing up for the big game or celebrating a win, Gallagher's is the place to be.
Welcome back to Roncalli. With the coach Pat Crosley, I'm Jimmy Cook. Royals, an inning ago, had a 6-0 lead, but that's been cut down to 2. Thanks to some impressive hitting from the Shamrocks last frame, but Royals offense always capable of adding to that advantage. Be 2-3-4 for the Royals, due up here in the home half of the 4th. Baker, Poe, and Curtis.
Royals had the bats going last inning. Let's see if they can bring their bats this inning.
Baker 2 for 2 on the day. A couple singles thrown out back in the 1st. Tanner, the pitcher.
Yeah, it was right down Broadway, as the cowboy would say.
This date in 1966, Oriole outfielder Frank Robinson hits the only home run ever out of Baltimore's Memorial Park. Pitch grounded towards the circle. Tanner throws to Jordan for the first down.
You mean out of the stadium?
It just says out of. I don't like that would have to be, right? It can't be.
Yeah.
Implausible, even as weird as dimensions can be on home or on parks, that it would be the first home run ever, correct?
Yeah. It's former Cincinnati Red Frank Robinson that got traded out there. Reds still shake their head about that, I think.
He is repping a Reds cap in the designated picture there. Pitch. Wild.
Well, I've got Reds references here coming up, too. This date in history, or this day, Ed Roush, for the famous baseball player from Indiana, born in Oakland City, Indiana, on this date in 1893. Talk about him in a minute. It's outside for a ball. He was born in Oakland City, Indiana, as a twin brother named Fred, and he's Ed, and that's how they're named. He's not Edward. He's Ed with 2 D's, and his brother was Fred with 1 D. Don't ask me to explain that.
It's an important distinction there, though. 2-0, hammered, foul. First base side of the plate.
He's left-handed growing up, but since he was living in Oakland City, they didn't have any gloves for him to use, so he learned how to bat and throw right-handed so he could have a glove. And played around the local towns down there in the early part of the 20th century in southern Indiana. Got into some minor leagues.
2-1. Popped in the air towards right. Todd can't make it, and it's a fair ball. Poe turning on the Jets, and a standing triple. My goodness. Poe like lightning all the way to third. With a 1-out triple.
Yeah, I'm going to give her that triple there. The right fielder misplayed it. She might have lost it in the sun. I don't know. She has a guy's sunglasses on, and that sun's come out, and it's pretty bright out there. Who knows?
Brings up Mo Curtis, who scored her last time. I know you love when we have this day in history that is recent history, but this date in history in 2018, which Seattle Mariners left-hander hurled a no-hitter in a 5-0 win over the Blue Jays in Toronto.
2018?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you got me there.
I wouldn't have gotten either.
Randy Johnson, but he's
fair guess.
He's not from out there.
Pitch, fouled back. James Paxton.
Okay. Interesting story about Ed Roush. I'm going to bring him up again. He played in the Federal League in 1914 because they offered him a bunch of money to play for the Indianapolis Hoosiers, and they got sold to New Jersey. They became the New Jersey Peppers, Newark, New Jersey Peppers. Then he went to ended up at the Reds.
A 1. Upstairs 1-1.
So any of the players today that hold out and want a better contract, Ed Roush was one of the first to ever do that.
Really?
He was batting. He had the highest batting average in the National League for a couple of years, and he didn't go to spring training. He just told them, "I want you to pay me this much money. When you say yes, I'll be there."
1-1.
He didn't sit down and negotiate. He didn't do anything. He just told him, "I want this much money."
Happening.
And so he would go back to Oakland City, and he'd go rabbit and quail hunting in the winter until they told him they were going to give him the money. Then he'd come down to spring training. And he was famous for that, and he got paid. He made he was one of the highest paid players in the league in the 20s. for Cincinnati. So, and he's a pretty good ball player.
2-1. Hammered foul, third base side.
He's in the National Baseball Hall of Fame, the Reds Hall of Fame.
You know, I know it's low-hanging fruit, but if he tried to do that with Reds management today, he'd still be quill hunting.
Might be. Yeah, he was
or dealt somewhere else to go hunting.
He was on that 1919 Reds team that beat the White Sox in the Black Sox scandal, and he went to his deathbed saying that they would have beat him had those guys played straight.
It's a tough circumstance to be in. 2-2. Hammered into right. That'll score Poe. RBI single for Curtis. She's rounding first, thinking about two, but then wisely trots back. The Royals add one back. It's 7-4 in the bottom of the fourth.
Well, Curtis having a day at the plate, 3 for 3. Doing pretty well.
Number 14, Bennett.
Throwing girls out, stealing bases, hitting balls. Having a day. Sydney Martin out there to run for her again.
Getting a lot of work on the base paths tonight.
Yep, good for her.
Brings up Benny Leffler, the first baseman. 1 for 2 on the day. Flew out her last time. Martin's ready to take off. Hannah's initial offering is grounded. That might be 2. They'll lay the tag 1 on to first. The double play.
That's 2 double plays the same way. That's crazy.
Yep. Don't see it very often. Especially identical like that, but that is the case. The Royals, though, give 1 back to themselves. We've played 4. It's 7-4 Roncalli as we go to the top of the 5th. Stay with us. We'll be back in 30 seconds. On the
Providing comfort for families in their time of need is the...
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Back at Roncalli with the coach Pat Crosley. I'm Jimmy Cook. Poe still out there in the circle for Roncalli. What was in front? 7-4. After that noise back in the 4th created by Westfield. The Royals add 1 back last inning. So it brings up Reese Gettinger, 1 for 1 on the day. Pitch upstairs, count 1-0. Gettinger reached on a single back in the 3rd, but was thrown out. Caught stealing, in fact. 1-0. Swung on and missed. Count 1-1.
Yeah, that ball had some heat on it. I don't think Reese could catch up to that one.
Nope. Game time temperature was 68 degrees. We're down to 64 degrees now. That wind making it considerably cooler, about 59 out there.
I'm not regretting bringing this little jacket today. I'm feeling pretty comfortable right now. Might rent it to you if you'd like.
Something tells me that might be too rich for my blood. 1-2 is hammered into right, down the right field line. Summers there to make the catch. There's 1 away.
Good place. Tracked that ball real well.
Back to the top of the order is Sophie Easterhouse. 0 for 2 on the day. Grounded out to short in the 1st. Struck out her last time.
And Natalie Summers, right field, nice play there.
gave good chase.
Brought the leather, and she brought her arm. That one play she made the first inning was pretty spectacular.
Initial offering outside, count 1-0. Upstairs, 2-0. I want to go back to Seabiscuit for a second. And the reason being is you're a history buff, right? Generally speaking.
I'm paid to be one, yes.
Right. But, like, do you enjoy movies that have a slower tempo to them in that same vein?
Sure.
Okay, you can get behind Seabiscuit then.
I know. I just never been one that I'd never been with someone who wanted to see it. I probably is the reason.
It's fair.
You know, not that I've like no aversion to it. I just never had the opportunity.
I should know his name, and you'll be able to tell me about it because I'm sure it's been popped up on that offering the 2-1 to Easterhouse. It's caught easily by Poe, and there's 2 down. The gentleman, as Michaela Watson gets set, the shortstop, to step up to the plate, singled back in the first, scored a run back in the third. His name, it's at my forefront of my mind, but I can't place it. The PBS documentarian, famous with the baseball.
Ken Burns.
Ken Burns, there it is. It was going to get there eventually.
I like me some Ken Burns.
He's used a little bit there. Pitch, foul back third base side. They used some of his voiceover work because they did a PBS many moons ago documentary on Seabiscuit.
Okay.
They talk about the market crash and,
sure,
everything else around that timeline.
All right. I'll put it on my list this summer, and I'll watch it. We'll report back next year in softball games.
Okay. 0-1. Low. Count 1-1. Pitch to Watson in there for a strike. Count 1-2. Poe reeling back into form so far here in the 5th. Little activity in the Roncalli bullpen. That's now ceased. 1-2 to Watson. Upstairs, 2-2. You think maybe, based on the activity that was going on there, maybe this is, if she's able to get out of it and an inning ends that way, maybe the last batter Poe faces, but we'll see how head coach David Lauk decides to play things. 2-2. Outside upstairs, and we're full. Payoff pitch. Swung on and missed. Throw to first for the punch out. Successful. And Poe responds well. 3 up, 3 down as she retires the side. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Royals in front 7-4. Trying to add to it. We come back in 30 seconds on the Roncalli Media Network. Presented.
Marian University wants to know, what are you made of? At Marian University, our students are made of character and faith. Our students are service-minded and want to make a difference in the world. Our students possess the skills and intellect required of leaders. Come to Marian University, Indy's premier Catholic university, and let us help you find out what you're made of. You can apply for free today at marian.edu.
Back at Roncalli, Royals in front 7-4 as we go to the home half of the 5th with Pat Crosley. I'm Jimmy Cook. Due up for the Royals, 6, 7, 8, Summers, Hoffman, and Hurley.
Another famous comedian born this day in 1926. Became pretty famous in the 50s. Was in a couple, 3 movies in the 60s. Very famous for his humor, more of an insulting humor. It's like the original insulting dog or whatever, but he'd say hello dummy to people all the time, and he would call people a hockey puck. Any idea who this guy was? He was in a bunch of movies. He was in Clint Eastwood movie, in not Dirty Dozen, Kelly's Heroes. He was in Kelly's Heroes with Clint Eastwood. Was on Johnny Carson's show a lot back in the 70s. It's kind of old.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple.
He's bald.
There's a couple comedians of that old era that I have in my pocket, but none of them, I believe, fit that bill. Mine is pretty much wait for this initial offering upstairs.
He also
George Burns and Jack Benny, but neither of them fit that.
They're
fit
not that
bill.
old. He's not that old. He voiced Mr. Potato Head in the Toy Story movies.
Okay.
That might bring it back closer.
The voice is there now. Now
Yep.
I've got that.
Yep.
But no, I don't have it. 0-1. Grounded towards third. Fielded cleanly. Throw to first in time as Summers grounds out.
Don Rickles.
Yes.
Don Rickles.
Yep.
Born this day, 1926.
Yes.
Very much.
You can see his face now fully on board.
Yep. He was
that must be refreshing for you because if you drop that, I think, in fifth period U.S. history, I don't think that's hitting. No idea if that's what actual period U.S. history is, but just throwing out a hypothetical.
8 and 9.
Okay.
He a lot of kids have watched the Toy Story films. I think they've been recognized.
Yeah, but
his voice.
Don
Rickles.
they're not pulling Don Rickles out of a hat.
No, he's a stand-up comic, and he didn't do real well. But people liked it when he would make fun of the hecklers, and so he just put that in his bit.
1-0 is popped in the air into right, giving chase is Todd makes the catch. It's 2 away. It's pretty. You see a lot of modern comics trying to go viral. A lot of crowd work.
Yep. Yeah. Had he not started that, we would not be talking about him today, 60, 70 years later after he started doing that. So, Don Rickles, on this day, he would have been 99 years old.
Man. Brings up Eva Hurley with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Initial offering to her. In there for a strike, count on 1. As Tanner setting into a bit of a zone in her own right. Tanner looks in. 0-1 to Hurley. Is hit off the end of the bat. First base side, fielded cleanly in fair territory. Foot in the bag, and 1, 2, 3. Go the Royals. We played 5 innings. Royals hanging on to a 7-4 lead. We'll go to the top of the 6th after this 30-second pause on the Roncalli Media Network, presented by Gallagher's.
When it comes to coins. When it comes to coin laundry, Laundry and Tan Connection stands out as Indiana and Kentucky's biggest and best. With cleaner, more spacious and user-friendly facilities, they lead the way in laundry services. But that's not all. They're also the area's premier tanning salon, offering top-notch tanning facilities at competitive prices and the best hours around. Discover why Laundry and Tan Connection is the top choice for both laundry and tanning by visiting laundryandtan.com today.
Welcome back to Roncalli. New pitcher for the Royals, Lauren Candler in the circle. Poe's night, as we projected, is done for Poe. 6 strikeouts unofficially on the evening for her. Make it 7 strikeouts officially now.
This is by no means official over here.
Well, I knew that I must have misplaced one somewhere.
Seven. All
right.
Yeah, I can't count my own Ks.
Judges?
I can't count my own Ks.
7.
I had to put my pencil down and use my other fingers to get over 5.
Also, the third member of our broadcast team, Lori Crosley, in the booth tonight. Friendly reminder to make sure to vet all of the coach's materials for the broadcast. We're getting progressively better, but
we have an
second
update.
week in a row we've had one that was.
We have an update. It's eight not strikeouts.
It is 8.
It's
okay.
8 strikeouts.
All right.
1, 2,
8
3,
Ks.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah.
You know, it was my fault out of the gate, but if we throw enough numbers around, you and I, we'll get there eventually.
Yes, 8.
8 K.
I'm going to stand on 8.
All right.
God help us.
Brings up Ava Cainrath. 3-4-5 due up for the Shamrocks. First pitch swinging through the left side for a base hit. So Candler gives up a leadoff single. Brings up Chloe Tanner.
On this day in music history, an album was dropped. This very famous band's last album in 1970, after one of their founding members decided to quit the band about 6 months, or about 4 to 6 months earlier. They still released this last album in 1970. It's a band you've heard of. It's a very, 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 very famous band.
The Beatles.
The Beatles. What album was it? It's
I'm
definitely the Beatles.
I'm very bad at that game. I'm going to take my chips home and walk away with the win and not embarrass myself.
Okay, that's fair. Let It Be.
Mm.
That's a very appropriate title for their last album.
Yep.
Let It Be. The song Let It Be is obviously on that album.
Of course.
I wouldn't rank it as one of their top albums in their discography, but it's pretty good. It's solid.
Yeah.
It's no Abbey Road.
For sure. A lot of good Beatles songs in the J. Cook library. Big Beatles guy.
Uh-oh. Coach Lauk's going to do some shenanigans here. He's got the lineup card out, and oh my. Here we're going to do some moving around.
Well,
get your scorecards out, friends.
Just a conversation, because now Westfield head coach
probably talking about
Rivercombe is in the conversation.
Probably talking about where they're going to have dinner afterward, something like that.
I don't think they're talking about Pope Leo.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
I would imagine not.
It'd be a weird thing to stop a game to talk about for.
So, what do you guys think about that?
I mean, it did happen today, but it wouldn't exactly be timely.
Yeah. Just got to make sure that everything's settled. Dot the I's, cross the T's. I think we're all good now. I think Chloe Tanner came in to pitch and from right field, so maybe they had questions about where she is in the batting order.
Could be. Runner on first, pitch. Runner thought about going. Curtis said, no, not today. She was up quick.
Yeah.
And thinking better of it was Cainrath.
Well, I know Mo took a nice AP test this afternoon, so she's probably got a little energy. A little adrenaline still flowing.
A 1. Grounded, foul, first base side. So how many, to put you on the spot, because there have been what? 1, 2, 3 in my lifetime, I believe. How many ascensions to the papacy have you had in your lifetime?
Well, Pope Paul VI was Pope when I was born, and then after that was Pope John Paul I, Pope John Paul II, then Pope Benedict and Pope Francis, and now Pope Leo XIV.
Because I believe pitch is hitting the air into center. What a catch on the run by Baker. Throw to first. Not that time. It ricochets for the second time this evening off a Shamrock. I believe there's one away. I believe that Pope John Paul II was named Pope
1978.
Yeah, so I was going to say I thought that was a very long tenure there.
It was interesting. I tell a story today in class with my students. In 1978, when Pope John Paul I was named Pope. Hold on here.
Pitch. So on a miss, throw to second, not in time behind her into the outfield, but quickly there is Baker to limit it just to the stolen bag. But only second stolen base given up tonight by the Royals.
When Pope Paul VI died, and it was, this was 1978 television, so they were covering on the television. And I remember my mom saying, "Hey, be sure you pay attention to this. It may not happen again for a really long time." And then like a month and a half later, here we are again. And I said, "Mom, you lied to me. This is crazy."
Pitch upstairs.
She said, "Well, this is different. It's never been this short." I'm like, "Oh, okay." So my, my mom could do. She knew everything. So when she said that, I was just like confused. Like, what are you
Yeah.
talking about? Mom said this is not going to happen for a while.
1-1. In there for a strike. Count 1-2. I had forgotten, in fairness, because it had been 12 years, how long they go from the room of tears to the top of the
He's got to have
balcony.
time to pray.
Yeah, no, I get it. I just
he's got to write a speech.
1-2.
I mean, that wasn't impromptu.
You think
he wrote it down?
This is a terrible question, admittedly, and I'm genuinely not trying to be funny. Maybe kind of am. Do you think does the Pope have a speechwriter?
I imagine he.
Or do you think that's all?
He may run it through some advisory, but I'm sure
Okay.
he writes it himself. He's been writing sermons for a while.
2-2. Swung on and missed. Ninth strikeout for Roncalli pitching. I mean,
you've been a priest for a while. He's probably given some sermons.
I would imagine, that most sermons, homilies, prayers are all self-written, but I would wonder big speeches because of how, leader-focused that role is if you have a speechwriter, if you're just going off the dome.
I'm the Pope, man.
Yeah.
What I say is it.
Pitch.
You're not
outside. In there for a strike, correction, 0-1.
There are very few, if any, total monarch leaders of anything in the world anymore, and the Pope is one of them. He's the man. He's the vicar of Christ. He's the man.
Sure.
And so he can ask for somebody's input, but
pitch grounded through the right side. That will, let's see, play at the plate. No, there won't be one. It's cut off. That'll score a run. The Shamrocks get a run closer at 7-5.
it's a nice piece of hitting by Cameron Pullis right there. She just knocked it right there in the 4-hole and scored a run. So good work for her. Now it's
So it brings up Sydney Jordan, the first baseman. Or correction, we're going to have a change. We will indeed. It'll instead be Alyssa Ayers, the sophomore. So there's no papal prompter, patent pending? That's not around? You don't think
I
so?
would imagine not.
No?
They usually write it down.
All right.
Or they have somebody hold it for them. I just still think it's interesting how they had the guy holding the microphone like it's 1950 again.
You think they're going, you think they got cue cards?
Oh, I doubt that. It's usually
no moving prompter, just cue cards instead?
8.5 by 11.
Yeah.
Vellum. Probably on vellum. Oh, gosh.
So we're in the top of the 6th, 7-5 Royals, but one swing of the bat could tie this thing up as they go with a pinch hitter in Alyssa Ayers with a runner on first. Candler looks in, delivers, swung on, hammered foul. Third base side of the plate. 2 outs here in the top of the 6th, 7-5 Royals.
You say one swing ties the game. Also, one swing ends the game if it's hit correctly. So it's a one swing, so to speak. I don't know what that means. Sounded good in my head.
Pitch. Hit in the air. Into center. Makes the catch.
Go to the 7th.
So we'll go to the home half of the 6th. Royals in front. 7-5 on the Roncalli Media Network, presented by Gallagher's. We'll step outside for 30 seconds and be right back on RMN.
Chaos.
30 seconds.
You had your eye appointment this year? No? Well, it's time to make that appointment. Call Vision Quest Eye Care with location in Greenwood. Dr. Christopher Browning is a Greenwood native and Roncalli parent. Dr. Browning has years of experience and can make sure your Vision Quest Eye Care appointment leaves you seeing the world clearer. Call today, 317-386-7492. Yes, call Dr. Browning at Vision Quest Eye Care at 317-386-7492 or online at visionquesteyecare.com.
Back at Roncalli with Coach Pat Crawley. I'm Jimmy
back?
Cook. I think so.
Good Lord.
The Royals in front 7-5 as we go to the home half of the 6th.
I want there to be a director's cut of speaking what goes on between innings during the breaks. Oh, my goodness.
Well, there was a logistical issue with what could happen during that last at bat.
With this guy over here. All I know is we got one more inning of softball that I'm excited for.
It could be more, depending on how the proceedings unfold.
Yes.
Royals trying to end those hopes as they go 3-4-5. Correction, make that 9-1-2. I beg your pardon. Maggie Thorne up.
Just had
1
a
for
good day.
2.
Good day today at the plate. Just hit the ball well.
Yep. Royals in front 7-5. As a longer deep breath or two from Tanner to get set. She appears to be ready. Royals are ready. Shamrocks are ready. And we resume action. Initial offering to Thorne. Upstairs, 1-0. Tanner looks at her pitch chart. 1-0. Grounded weakly towards second. Throw to first in time. There's one away.
It almost looked like it hit her as she came out of the box.
It did, didn't it?
But maybe she was in the box when it hit her, or it didn't. I don't know. Either way, doesn't matter.
So we're back to the top of the order. Carly Keller up to the plate.
Just gave the jinx to Maggie Thorne there. Sorry, Maggie. Said you hit the ball well today so far, and I jinxed her.
It's all right.
Undefeated.
The Pup Leo memes continue to roll through. Pitch. Inside. Count 1-0.
Yeah, it's I'll tell you, that's a hot commodity right now is who can get the most bestest Pope Leo the 14th memes in that relate to Chicago. It's good days we're living, bros.
0-1. Misses outside. 1-1. I want to remind you when we have a second. RMN will be back in action tomorrow night. When the Royals take on Prairie Meridian. One is hit towards short, caught, and there's 2 down.
That's one of those atom balls. These balls are hard to field, though. You're out there in shortstop, and the ball's coming at you so slowly that off the bat it looks like it's coming quick, and you just have to adjust yourself and wait.
That is by the way, tomorrow night, a 6 o'clock start time, audio only broadcast. Lee's Baker steps up. Pitch. Outside, 1-0.
I might be listening to that on my way coming back from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway tomorrow. There's going to be some practice for this upcoming Sancio Grand Prix at IMS this weekend.
Always enjoy the Grand Prix. Pitch is hammered right at second and off the glove of Gettinger. So Baker aboard with a 2-out single.
I'll tell you, if Reese Gettinger was about 2 inches taller, she might have caught that, or she had a larger glove.
Or a little more vertical leap, perhaps.
Well, I wasn't going to go there.
All right, well, I will. This brings up Addie Poe. Initial offering. Misses. Count 1-0. Poe reached her last time. 1 for 3 on the day. Royals lead at 7-5. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th, I beg your pardon. Pitch Swung on, hit in the air to right. Mahana, a great jump, but it doesn't matter. It drops. The Royals are rolling the dice. A throw home is not in time. Fast speed on the base pass for Elise Baker. She scores all the way from first on the double from Poe. That's 8-5 Royals. Little insurance run for them.
That was a great hit by Addie. She hit on the screws, and Reese Mahana had a good run on it to her left, but didn't quite get there in time and got to the fence. Next thing you know, speedy Elise Baker's all the way around the bases. Not even a close play at home.
Brings up Mo Curtis, the catcher. Initial offering is low. Count 1-0. Poe on second. Curtis the plate with 2 outs. 8-5 Royals. Near the bottom of the 6th. Initial offering. Hammered into right. Todd giving chase. Makes the catch to end the inning. But not before some insurance is added to the pot for the Royals. They push one across.
Westfield, 5.
Thanks to the RBI double from Poe. 8-5 Royals. Can they close it out? We go to the top of the 7th. Find out in 30 seconds on the Roncalli Media Network, presented by Gallagher's.
Looking for top-tier financial management?
30 seconds.
Looking for top-tier financial management? Jason Werner, a proud Roncalli member of the class of 2005, is your guy. With extensive experience managing portfolios for Fortune 500 companies, Jason and his team know how to handle your assets with precision and confidence, ensuring you not only feel secure but see real growth. Don't settle for less. Visit wernerfinancial.com to set up your consultation today and take charge of your financial future.
Welcome back to Roncalli. To the top of the 7th we go. Royals trying to lock things down. As Lauren Candler still in the circle to finish it off. Has come in relief of Poe. Back in the 5th inning. With the coach, Pat Crosley, I'm Jimmy Cook. Reminder, tomorrow night, radio-only broadcast on RoncalliMediaNetwork.com.
Pinch hitter action for the Shamrocks here. It's like number 6, Annika Lawrence is batting. She's got the Ellie De La Cruz tribute gloves on today. Very fluorescent, multicolor pastels. And Annika Lawrence, a junior, number 6.
Yep. So we'll see where things go for Lawrence.
That's the LA De La Cruz gloves. Let's see if they work for her.
As Candler steps up. Lawrence steps in. Candler looks into Curtis. Initial offering. In there for a strike. Count 0-1.
And Royals infield on the move there for the possibility of a slap or a drag. As you see Annika Lawrence running toward the pitcher there.
Always enjoy the art of this slap bunt.
It's tricky.
Mm-hmm. A 1 is hit off the end of the bat. Foul. Gave chase, did Hoffman, but not to be. 0-2.
You love to see an 0-2 count against a batter who bats this way.
Yeah. Conversation from home plate umpire.
I think talking to Lauren about her release, it looks a little unorthodox. She has to. There's all these little rules, but you have to keep the ball in your glove a certain amount of time, and then you can take it out of your glove, and you have to do these things to make it legal. And I don't know. Obviously, I don't know all of them, but it's I'm getting laughed at right now.
I'll take your word for it.
But she'll put the ball in her glove, and then she takes it out.
0-2. Grounded towards the circle, off the glove, and no play, as Candler had nothing going, and some momentum going for the Shamrocks, as leadoff action is aboard
Up to bat, number
for them.
44, Reese Gettinger.
Brings up Gettinger. 1 for 2 on the day. Flew out to Ryder last time. Pitch in there for a strike. Count 0-1. A look to first with Curtis.
Yeah, Lauren Candler's got a nice little bit of movement on that pitch to a right-handed batter.
Believe it or not, by the way, I picked you in the booth more for your controversial historical facts than your softball analysis, contrary to popular belief. So,
well, I mean, you got to stick with what brung you, I guess.
Hey, indeed. Give the people what they want.
I'm an old broken-down softball dad, so I remember a lot of these things,
Sure.
but some of them I've forgotten over the years. It's been a minute since I've sat on the fence line there in the third base line watching softball.
0-2. Upstairs, and another look for Curtis. Towards Lawrence.
I almost don't know how to go to a softball game anymore without bringing my foldable chair
Sure.
and a bag of sunflower seeds.
Yeah, that becomes routine if you're in that game for long enough. 0-2. Hit off the end of the bat, foul, first base side.
It's also nice to come watch these games and sit inside and have a good seat.
Yeah.
And here we are.
Yep. 0-2. Hit off the end of the bat into right. Underneath it is Summers. Makes the catch. There's one away. Heading back towards first is Lawrence.
Back to top of the order.
Sophie Easterhouse. Flutter last time.
Up to bat, number 1, Sophie Easterhouse.
0 for 3 on the day. 8-5 Royals. Initial offering. Bunt shown. Bunted foul. Count 0-1.
Yeah, Shamrocks have taken out all the stops here. A little bunt steal action going there, trying to get everybody moving. Royals are on it, though. Sarah Hoffman in off third base there, ready to make a play.
Candler looks in. 0-1. Swung on and missed. 0-2.
All right, just focus on the batter now, Lauren. Get this girl out. And now you got 2 outs, and you can relax just a little bit more.
Candler looks in. 0-2. Off the end of the bat, foul. Third base side.
It's a great pitch. It's a little bit off speed, high in the zone. Right there where Sophie Easterhouse would like to drive one.
Runner on first. 1 out. Top of the 7th, 8-5 Royals. Candler looks in. Pitch outside. They check on the runner. Count 1-2. Everything in the state of play right now for the Shamrocks inconsequential to the Royals' lead. Leading by 3. 1-2. Upstairs 2-2. Good crowd on hand tonight throughout, supporting the Royals. Couple Shamrocks made the drive from the north side. 2-2 off the end of the bat, foul.
It's a baseball game going on, too, and the old bubble parking lot is full. There's 2 buses and about 100 cars.
Yep. About as packed as it gets this time of year.
You bet.
All you need now is a spring musical, and you'll be rolling.
No mercy.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. 8-5 Royals, top 7. Pitch. Popped in the air, in a shallow left. Thorne underneath it to make the catch. And the Royals are an out away from win number 16 on the season. Brings up Michaela Watson, the shortstop, representing the final chance for the Shamrocks. She steps in.
Up to bat, number 7, Michaela Watson.
Runner on first. Candler, initial offering. Outside. Count 1-0.
It turned out to be a beautiful evening.
Yeah, really did.
The beginning rain delay.
1-0. Outside. 2-0. They didn't know. We figured this game would get played.
Right.
It's a matter of when.
And there's no lights here in at Roncalli Stadium, so it's always a hope we can get it in before it gets dark.
Yeah.
It's pretty nice out there right now.
2-0. Hit weakly. Foul. 2-1. Candler, a couple deep breaths. Looks in. Delivers 2-1. Swung on and missed, and the Royals a strike away from their 16th win on the year.
Kayla Watson's got the Ty Cobb grip going. She's choked up on the bat, and her hands are spread apart, looking just to punch something somewhere.
Runner on first, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Pitch. Outside, and we're full. A walk here would send the tying run to the plate in Canerath. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 8-5 Royals. Runner on first. Watson awaits. Candler's payoff pitch. Upstairs, she walked her. And the tying run will come to the plate in Ava Canerath.
Just focus on this batter. Let's get this batter out.
The right-handed hitting Canerath can breathe new life into this ball game for the Shamrocks with 1 swing. But as Cross mentioned, just focus on the batter. Don't worry about those runners and be all right. Pitch, hammered into left and deep. That ball is foul. But boy, if that straightened out, this game would have been tied.
It's a loud strike. That's all that is.
That was the sound of dinner plans shattering everywhere. I don't know if you heard that or not. That's what that was.
Change your reservation. Call ahead seating's now off.
No balls in a strike, albeit allowed for a strike to Canerath.
What restaurants do have call ahead seating these days? There's not as many as you'd think.
A lot of open table action at this point, right?
That's fair.
A 1 popped in the air into right. Summers gives chase, dropped it. 1 run will score. The Shamrocks were not running on contact like they should have. Or 2 runs will score, I beg your pardon. So they were running on contact like they should have. And they've cut it down to a run-run game. It's now 8-7. I froze initially with where the first run scored was and thought that the Shamrocks had kind of froze up, but they did not. Everybody was running on contact. So on the error, Canerath represents the tying run. And the go-ahead run, all of a sudden, is Chloe Tanner. Boy, howdy.
I'll say it again. Let's focus on this batter and get her out. I wasn't going to say it earlier, but Ava Canerath's had a nice night at the plate. She's hit the ball well all night, and that did not bode well for us there, but I think it's going to be good now.
Initial offering misses 1-0. Well, if you're all the Royals, anybody involved here, is a deep breath. Refocus yourself. Still got the lead by 1. Candler looks in. 1-2. In there for a strike, 1-1. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Here in the top of the 7th. Pitch. Misses just barely off the end of the plate. 2-1.
Yeah, Lauren's not trying to give her anything to hit, so she's trying to work the edges of that plate. Just barely missed that time.
2 balls, a strike, 2 outs. Runner on second, 8-7 Royals. 2-1. In there for a strike, and once again, the Royals a strike away from win number 16 on the year.
Nice to get a strikeout here. Give her the heater. Let's get this done.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Tanner awaits. 2-2.
Well, she tried.
Just missed, and we're full.
She tried. She put some little extra mustard on that one.
So a full count. Upcoming to Tanner. Candler looks into Curtis. 8-7 Royals. Top 7. 3-2. Hammered foul. First base side of the play. We'll do it again. Candler, a deep breath. Looks into Curtis. Trying to end things right here. 2-2. Off the plate. Excuse me. That was the payoff pitch. I apologize. So aboard now is Tanner. And she represents the go-ahead run. Anything else is gravy now. And Mahana, who had a 3-run blast back in the 4th, that put the Shamrocks back into the conversation of this ball game, steps up to represent would be a understatement of the year momentum shifting swing if she can replicate her results from the 4th. No activity in the Roncalli bullpens. This is Candler's to finish out. They'll have a meeting in the circle real quick as
Coach Revercom's putting in
as a conversation.
Pinch runner here, courtesy runner for the pitcher.
Yeah.
It's number 25, Avery Banis.
Just trying to force more speed. So meeting on the circle adjourned, and Candler now. The Shamrocks, by the way, twice in this inning down to their final strike. Live to tell the tale. Fresh count to Mahana. Runners on first and second, 2 outs. 8-7 Royals, top 7. Candler looks in, delivers. Upstairs, 1-0. Candler looks in. Foul tipped off the catching gear, maybe even the face mask there of Curtis. She's all right.
That's why we have those helmets there for those catchers these days.
Yep. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs here in the top of the 7th.
Mo's pretty tough character. Didn't seem to phase her too much. Not the first time.
Candler's 1-1. Grounded towards Candler. She bobbled it, knocks it down, throws to first, not in time. And the bases are loaded. And life is still alive for the Shamrocks here in the top of the 7th.
That ball was hit hard.
Yep.
And then it kind of twisted Lauren around when she got a hold of it. She thought quickly about throwing to third base, maybe getting out there, but wasn't to be. Finn's turn to get to first base. And
brings up Cameron Pullis.
Up to bat, number 34, Cameron Pullis.
Bases loaded. Initial offering to her. Hammer towards short. To second, I beg your pardon. Throw to first in time. Ball game over. Royals win. The Royals win. 8-7 your final. Roncalli by the skin of their teeth get win number 16 on the season.
I want to thank everyone for coming out tonight.
And are now 16-4 on the year. Cross, your Gallagher's Pub and Eatery player of the game is?
Yes, it is. It is.
While you deliberate for a second, tomorrow night, Royals and Perry Meridian on the boys' side for baseball. Radio-only broadcast. Rob Brown will be alongside for that. 6 p.m. start time, first pitch time, probably 5:50 pregame show. Our next softball broadcast will be 5 days from tonight when the Royals take on Shelbyville. That broadcast will be a television broadcast here on the Roncalli Media Network. We hope you will be along for that as well. But tomorrow night, radio only with Rob Brown. Your Gallagher's player of the game is who, Cross?
Addie Poe. Addie Poe pitched a gem for a while there on the mound, on the sin circle.
Well done.
She had, what I say here? She's 2 for 3 with a whole bunch of RBI and scored a run and pitched really well. So she played really well tonight. So let's give her the pizza box.
Indeed.
And she's in one of my senior government classes, so that's another bonus point for her.
More than worthy of the golden pizza box, no doubt, to Addie Poe. The executive director of the Roncalli Media Network is Therese Carson. Video operation director, the talented AJ Ablong, and his student crew doing a wonderful job tonight with all the visuals in production on display on the YouTube channel. My partner, the coach, Pat Crosley, Lori Crosley, doing a wonderful job as well. And I'm Jimmy Cook. Again, our final tonight, the Royals hang on to win 8-7, your final. And until we talk to you tomorrow night from La Pinta Field, when the boys take on Perry Meridian, a little Southside showdown, this is Jimmy Cook saying, so long, everybody.